you riding dirty.
Gun used to hold 12, now hold 30.
Now hold 30. Now hold 30. Now hold 30.
Nigga, now hold 30.
So it's funny to me, like when I do these interviews and people ask me, I just got to tap in with the entire 2Pac. Like, you know, he had a soft side for women. He was real caring about women. You know what I mean? He loved bitches to death, you know, just like myself. We had that same problem. We had a lot of chicks that we liked that was the same chick. And he'd be like, hey, I want to get where I'm like that. I'm already fucking with her. Or I'd be like, hey, I want to, he's like, no, I'm already, I mean, we just have the same taste in a lot of ways. So it's different. I guess sometimes when I do interviews and I say shit about him, maybe I should keep some of that shit to myself because other people, fans hear it and it just fucks them up that, no, that ain't what it was. He wasn't like that. But, I mean, the dude was a talented individual, man, and he had a lot of substance. A lot of substance. You know what I mean? A lot of substance. He had that gangster shit, the political shit, I mean, the player shit. I mean, he just was a well-rounded individual, man. And they don't come like that all the time. You know, it's just not a lot of human beings that are like that, period. You know? So people like to say he was this or he wasn't this and blah, blah, blah. He was a little bit of all that, man. He was a little bit of all that.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
Can you tell us about linking up with him when he got out of jail to do Ain't Hard to Find? It's a Bay Area classic. Everybody's on the track. Did you guys do that song at the same time? Well, I mean, was it a studio full of cats or?
Okay, so let me tell you how that happened. See, I'm gonna tell you why I'm such a great energy, because all you got to do is ask me the question and I kind of just run with it. So when 2Pac got out, he called me. I told you the little story about it. He was like, hey, Sugar's talking about getting me out of here, blah, blah, blah. He called me. He's like, I'm out. Finna jump on this jet, blah, 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 this, that, and other. They got a private jet out here for me and all the shit. So, boom. He goes, gets to L.A. Once he gets to L.A., he's just now getting situated and on, you know, doing the death row shit. He called me one day and was like, hey, I want to get some Bay Area niggas on my record. I said, well, who you want on there? He was like, I want all your niggas. I was like, what you mean? He said, shit, that's whoever you fuck with. Just shit, I just want all your niggas. I was like, all right. Shit, I started making phone calls. So everybody that you hear on Ain't Hard to Find, it was one of those phone calls. Called 40 up, told 40, Pac wants some niggas on the record. He wants some real Bay Area niggas, you know. That was D-Shot, D-Shot, 40, shit, Drew Down, pulled up, Be Legit, you know, the whole crew. So I made those calls to some people. I was like, hey, Pac doing the record. He wants some town niggas and some Bay Area niggas on the record. Shit, we flew down there. Some motherfuckers end up flying back, doing more shit. But yeah, we Ain't Hard to Find. We were all in the studio at the same time. See, back then they wasn't emailing songs to motherfuckers and sending songs out. Motherfuckers was pulling up, you know, and that used to be the camaraderie, made the records hot. Because when you're all in the studio, then you got that pressure, you know. Niggas send you a record on the email and you go in there and just do whatever and then blah, blah, blah. You can't do that shit when a motherfucker in your face. You go up there and write some weak shit, send him some half-ass shit. Then a motherfucker listen to you, lay it like it's you know, motherfucker like, man, that shit wasn't it. So, yeah, we was all there. Me, 40, D-Shot, everybody. We was all in the studio at the same time, at the Death Row Studios at Can-Am. I think we did that record at Can-Am. That's when Death Row had like booked up the whole Can-Am studios. And I remember being in there, and they used to have a lot of shit going on. Like Dre would be in one room doing shit, Quick would be in another room, Daz and them in another room, Snoop them in a room, Pac in the room. I mean, they had that motherfucker jumping. But we was all there at the same time.
We've all seen early footage of, it's basically the Lie to Kick It beat, the Hobgoblin, if I'm saying that right, sample, the Animosity freestyle.
What is that? Dun-dun-dun, dun.
Yep.
Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. That beat?
Yes, sir.
So that's my beat, okay, off the top. So I had a song off of that called Snitches when it was 415. We had a group called 415. But this dates back to back. So I don't know if you know the history, but Snoop and Warren G and Nate Dogg, before they were 213. And Snoop and them brought this to my attention when I met them. They was like, man, we used to listen to that 415 shit all the time. Like, we grew up on your shit. And I'm like, huh? I'm thinking Snoop and them grew up on NWA, because that's what we was on. In the Bay, we was fucking with the NWA shit. Snoop was like, no, we grew up on that 415 shit. Like, I know the words to all your shit. So 415 was me, a dude named D-Loke, and our DJ, DJ Durrell. So if you trip, like, if you look at the Wash, Snoop's character was D-Loke. Like, so they really, like, fucked with us back then. So that record, Warren G did that beat that night. We were in L.A. Warren pulled up to the studio. I remember like it was yesterday. He was in a Cutlass, and he had 2 cups of gin and juice. Both of them, he pulled up holding 2 cups. And we was like, we in the back. He's like, all right. And he pulled up to the front, and he swung around the back. We went in the studio. So we was like, man, let's pull up a beat. He said, I'm going to make something. And that's the beat he pulled up. Warren started making that beat. Now, I had already rapped off of that beat before on the 415. So I don't know if Warren was doing it out of paying homage to the 415, but he just started bunning up, bum. So he made that, and then we kind of just start fucking around in there. You know, we just up in that motherfucker drinking and freestyling. So what was the question you wanted to know about that?
Well, it appeared on Doggy Style as G's and Hustlers.
Right. Yeah, see, that's... Go ahead.
And I guess the question was, and you've kind of already answered it, but was that a bite? Were they biting it from you, or was that a paying homage kind of thing?
I don't know. I think it was more like a paying homage type thing. I know we did the record in '89. It's called Snitches and Bitches. So you can tell anybody on the website, if they look up, my first record that I put out was called 415. I don't know if those people are up on that, but that was in '89. That record did very well. You can Google 415 now, and they have copies of it that you can buy online for $500. People are selling the CD for $500 because you can't get them anymore. Snoop said he paid $475 for one that was unopened. He bought it online. He was out here one day. They was doing a show, and I went backstage, and they was bumping 415. I was like, where you get that from? He said, nigga, I bought this motherfucker online for $475. I've seen him from $250 to $500. So it's a classic record. We did it. My version of it was called Snitches and Bitches off that same beat. And then Warren did the beat that night, and we was just in there freestyling, fucking around. I think it was called Lie to Kick It. I think that's what we called it that night. Because as a matter of fact, that is what it was called. It was called Lie to Kick It. You ain't got to lie to kick it to the tricks and the bitches. Out to get a nigga's riches. You ain't got to lie to kick it to the tricks and the bitches. So that's me and Pac rapping over Warren G's beat. The song is called Lie to Kick It. Bam. Then Snoop and them redid it. And it was, this is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's. But it's the same exact beat. So it's used 3 times. Once on 415. Then Warren produced it for me and Pac, Lie to Kick It. And then Snoop put it on his album for G's and hustlers. So I wouldn't call it a bite. It's just one of them fucking records that was dope, and motherfuckers just reworked it. I mean, motherfuckers been doing that since the beginning of time. So with all of us, we was all homies. So it wasn't never like it was a bite. But the record originated. It was produced by DJ Durrell on the 415 record. That's the first time that record was sampled and made, as far as I know of. And the song is called Snitches and Bitches. So if you got some hardcore fans and they want to hear it, where I first made it at, it was called Snitches and Bitches. Then me and 2Pac got on it. When Warren produced it, it was called Lie to Kick It. And I forget which one of 2Pac's albums Lie to Kick It was on. It's on one of his older records. And then Snoop and them used it for G's and Hustlers.
Lie to Kick It came out on Are You Still Down?
Are You Still Down, yeah. And that's a later record, but we did it a long time ago. They just probably, he had so much music laying around. But Lie to Kick It is the one that Warren G originally produced. I don't know who produced the one on Snoop's album. I don't know if Warren did it or if Daz or somebody did it over there. Because Snoop and them had a lot of producers they were fucking with too. But it's the same exact beat. Same exact beat. It might be flipped a little different, but that's the same exact beat.
Yeah.